Alright, in this video, we're going to pick up from where we left off, and we're going to look at expressing each of the following intervals in both set builder notation and their graphs as well. So example 1a, we have parenthesis -1 and then a 4 with a bracket afterwards. Now remember that the parenthesis before the -1 means we're going to have, for our graph, we would have an open circle at -1. And for the value of 4, we would have a closed circle at the value of 4. And then because we have a definite start and a definite stop, we'd shade all the values in between. So open circle at -1 because there's a parenthesis in front of it, bracket after the 4 because there's a, or closed circle after 4 because there's a bracket after the 4, and then we shade all the values between -1 and 4. So for instance, 0 is bigger than -1 but less than or equal to 4. Now to go from this to set builder notation, we just have greater than -1 and then less than or equal to 4. So for all the values in this set that's represented by this shaded area of the number line, every value that's shaded on the number line is going to be greater than -1 but also less than or equal to 4. So we have -1 less than x, and x is also less than or equal to 4. So with set builder notation, as far as I'm concerned, I'm really more focused on this information that's to the right of the vertical bar. So you could read this as the set for the values of x where -1 is less than x, which is less than or equal to 4. So don't really worry too much and focus too much on getting the little curly braces and vertical bar part. It's the inequality, the compound inequality after the vertical bar that is really important. All right, part B, we have 2.5 and 4 with brackets before 2.5 and a bracket after the 4. So once again, we have a definite starting point of 2.5 and an ending point of 4. And because they're square brackets, they're going to be closed circles, and everything's shaded in between. So closed circles at those two values, shade everything in between. So for instance, the value 3 is a part of the shaded region of the number line because it is between 2.5 and 4. Because they're closed circles, they're going to be less than or equal to's. So we have 2.5 is less than or equal to x, which is less than or equal to 4. So any value that we plug in for x here will be in this shaded part of a number line. So for instance, 3.7 is greater than or equal to 2.5, but 3.7 is also less than or equal to 4. Part C, we have -4 to infinity. So here we have a definite starting point of -4, and there's a parenthesis before that, so it's going to be an open circle at -4. And then there's no ending point, there's no stopping point, so it's just going to keep getting shaded to the right. So open circle at -4 and just gets shaded forever to the right. So all the values on this number line that are to the right of -4 are the values that are greater than -4. So again, notice the inequality symbol here with the x on the left and the number on the right. The inequality symbol is pointing to the right. That's also the direction we're shading on our number line. So you can use that to help you with the graphs and the set builder notation. All right, finally part D, we have parenthesis -infinity to 5 with a bracket after the 5. This time there is an ending point of 5, but there's no definite starting point. So 5 has a bracket afterwards. It's going to be a closed circle at 5, and then everything that's to the left of that 5 on a number line is going to get shaded. So for instance, 0 and -100. So here we have closed circle at 5 because of the bracket, and since there's no definite starting point, we just shade everything to the left of 5. So this is x is less than or equal to 5 as far as the set builder notation is concerned. All right, that about does it for this video. In the next video, we're going to take a look at intersections and unions of sets. So I'll see you then.